Dear friends, I have been associated with integrated pest management in the Directorate of Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage, Faridabad, under Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Since 1978, I started my career in biological control of crop pest and weeds, which was one of the schemes under this directorate. Then I also was associated with pest surveillance and monitoring schemes. Then after then, a national IPM program was launched in 1991-92. Since launching of this program, there were several questions which were coming out while we were discussing about the integrated pest management. These questions were which were related with the implementation of IPM. The common question which was very much emerged was whether if farming can be done without use of chemical, that is chemical pesticides and fertilizers. And that time I also answered this question, yes, farming can be done without use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. Another question was whether the farming can be done with minimum expenditure or without expenditure. Yes, the answer of that question is also yes. It has been now proved while implementing the natural farming or zero budget based natural farming. Whether the farmers can adopt IPM or zero budget based natural farming, or they will believe on these systems of farming. Yes, the farmers are now doing farming using integrated pest management system as well as zero budget based natural farming. Earlier, there was the farmers were not believing that we can do farming without use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticide. But now, most so many progressive farmers they have tried the implementation of zero budget based natural farming, and they have proved that the farming can be done with the minimum expenditure or without expenditure and with also with the least disturbance to the ecosystem, environment, biodiversity, nature and society. Now whether the farmers can know about the beneficial organisms found in agroecosystem Answer is yes. The farmers could know, or now the farmers can identify the beneficial and harmful organisms found in agroecosystem. Whether the IPM system of farming and pest management are now being adopted by the farmers. Yes, they are being adopted by the farmers. Earlier, the IPM inputs, earlier the IPM inputs like biocontrol agents, biopesticides, different kinds of traps, etc., could not be available to the farmers at their doorsteps. But nowadays, the input required for the implementation of zero budget based natural farming and can be made available to the farmers at their doorsteps, or the farmers can themselves produce these inputs by their own at their doorsteps. The implementation of zero budget based natural farming can produce, yeah, the input required for the implementation of zero budget based natural farming can be produced by the farmers at their doorsteps easily, which will facilitate the process of crop production and protection already going on in the nature. Whether the inputs required for implementation of zero budget natural farming can be produced by the farmers at their doorsteps, yes, they can be. Whether the monocropping will facilitate the conservation of beneficial fauna found in the agroecosystem, yes. Though several practices have been made by the farmers or by the extension workers while demonstrating the implementation of integrated pest management, through which we can conserve the beneficial organisms found in agroecosystem. Similarly, the natural, yeah, zero budget based natural farming, which includes multi-cropping system, can also promote the conservation of beneficial organisms, or you can say in biodiversity in the agroecosystem. Whether monocropping will help to promote to conserve the biodiversity, yes. Earlier, no. Monocropping is not able to help to conserve the biodiversity. For that, we have to adopt multi-cropping system. And we have to grow several other crops like border crops or intercrops along with the main crops. This will facilitate the development of biodiversity in agroecosystem. Whether IPM and zero budget based natural farming both are bioecological approaches for the pest management or crop production. Yes, but zero budget based natural farming system is more nearer to the nature and ecosystem. It is a way of farming through modification of ecosystem. So these were certain questions which have been asked while discussing about the implementation of integrated pest management time to time. Now the farmers, progressive farmers, they have proved the farming without chemical and without money or without expenditure. So one thing is very important, that the inputs and the methods and the practices which are being practiced in zero budget based natural farming can also be included for the implementation of IPM. And all these practices which are being used in zero budget based natural farming, they are also the practices of integrated pest management. If we can reduce or if we can avoid the use of chemical pesticide while implementing the integrated pest management, then integrated pest management and zero budget based natural farming can be synonymous to each other. So these are the certain questions which have been arised, which were being arised time to time while discussing about the implementation of integrated pest management. Thank you very much.